Order the Budget Committee meeting for 4/1/2025. And we'll do a roll call. Patty Watson,
Here.
Pam Smith,
Here.
Joe Paul here, Steve Nesbit
Here.
Carol Wagg,
Here.
Lisa Strubeck.
Here.
Chris Perrin is excused, but we have a quorum. Still need to approve the minutes of March 25th.
March 27th. 27th.
But we were going backwards, so, okay, 27th.
Are there any questions on them? Make a motion to approve the minutes from March 27th.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Unanimous? Okay, so let's go with the first item that we haven't done anything with is employee benefits. And there was a question posed by Chris. We did get a rather lengthy explanation from the finance director. That was emailed to everyone.
Good thorough answer.
Do we have any questions or comments on that?
I do. He mentions in both of the sections. First question, do the total wages include the ION networking person and salaries and the REC special revenue fund? He mentions in there that feel free to recommend a reduction of the employee benefits FICA line by $6,500, which is the amount of tax on the IT support with the 1% on that salary. If we recommend that, what does that do? Reduces the budget.
Yep.
Okay, and then the second one, he also said, if you would like to make a recommendation, feel free to reduce the FICA by either $6,500 or $34,598. See equations below. So I'm not quite understanding the equations that he's putting down there. So, I mean, if this is a serious, hey, you can reduce the budget by $34,000, I guess I just need to know what that does. Does that put the budget in jeopardy, or is this something that we can do? And is that $6,500 on the second one the same as the FICA line on the top one, or are they two different?
I think the 6,500 is the same in both.
In both.
And he just gives you the equations 1 and 2. That's where he comes up with the 6,500 and
Right.
the 34.
So if it's possible to decrease the budget by $34,000, I think we should do that. would like other opinions on that.
He does say that if they end up paying more than budgeted salaries, then they'll have to overrun the FICA if we reduce it. Cause they estimate it,
Mm-hmm.
the 0.5% for PFML and another half as a buffer.
So I don't want to make a motion if it's something that we shouldn't be doing. I just want some input because I'm not that familiar with that.
I think you also have a few positions that they are looking to start mid-year, but if they were to get a hire, let's say a month earlier, a good candidate came through, I'm sure they would start them earlier. And that would need money for that. So I would be leery of reducing the FICA
Okay.
this at all. Just my experience from looking at it from year to year, we're either a little below or a little above on the FICA. Always very close.
I do appreciate the laid out explanation. It makes it much more understandable.
I'm good with it as is. I'm good with it as is.
Okay. Does anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Last meeting, I'll approve benefits, employee benefits as stated.
I'll second that.
In favor? Unanimous. That was the last section of the operating budget that we hadn't moved. Oh, do we have any discussion on any?
What was the tie vote on Friday night? There was a tie of something. Was this it?
That was on this.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
The only thing is with when we were going through about the cruiser that we moved forward to 454 not to support. I think I talked about estimating reducing by 58,000 for the cruiser and 40,000 for the fit up based off of the notes.
Yes.
When you look at the amount of money in the cruiser line, for 2 cruisers, it was 156. So that's $78,000 for a cruiser. That's what they're budgeting for, not 56. And then the equipment line is 45,000. So I don't think the fit up cost for that cruiser is 40,000 because it is a Ford. So if they were to switch back with another Ford, which is probably the plan, they wouldn't be doing a total fit out. So I don't know that we could put a dollar amount in your report recommendation. It would just be the cruiser. Unless we got a specific amount in this short time, which I think is pretty late in the game.
So just say whatever it says now.
Yeah, I would say we would hold off on
And just take
the
dollar,
cruiser
just take a dollar amount out.
based off of holding off that cruiser for 1 year, what that would be.
Okay. So no dollar amount.
Right.
Like is in the recommendation then.
Right, because we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because we've got a note that says one thing and then numbers in the line items that say something different. So I don't know we don't know the exact cost or the exact savings in this year budget that we're deferring till next year's budget. But we're moving the cruiser out based off of the mileage in the year that it was bought. And we didn't hear back that it was in bad shape or in any accidents. And also the fact that it looks like that one cruiser would be purchased next year. So instead of 2 this year, it'd be 2 next year. That was the majority. There was a minority that says no, we should purchase the cruiser this year.
Well, yes, we should revisit law enforcement, maybe. I think everyone's had a chance to look at the recommendations, I hope. And so I'll just remove
Remove that vehicle.
I don't know that when I helped with that, that I actually put a dollar amount in there. I think I took it out.
still there, only it's highlighted.
It's highlighted, that's why.
So-
I highlighted it because of that.
Yeah, so I'll just eliminate that part of it.
That's what I would suggest.
I'm all set with that. If
So may I ask, Mr. Chair, what is the change? We're just taking out the highlighted line that gives the dollar amount
yes,
and just recommending holding off on 454 replacement?
yes.
Okay.
Because it looks like the cruiser is 78,000. We can't really tell
Okay,
what the equipment
all right,
will
that makes sense.
entail.
All right.
So it's still going to be a recommendation to hold that.
Yep.
Vehicle.
Just taking out the cost,
Yes.
projected cost, yeah.
We have to have a motion and a second on it, or no?
On the recommendations, I'm just looking at those.
I don't think there needs to be a motion in second. We just have to come to agreement in what we're going to sign here for the report that we give to the council.
I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Need that. Okay. Do you have anything else tonight?
I think it was just those.
And because I didn't print the signature page, I'll have to do that tomorrow night. And everybody planning on tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
At least to sign it. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
And did everyone have a chance to read the single page letter with suggestions?
I have not read through the whole thing yet, but I'm sure it's fine.
I did.
I've got it right here.
Can't say I agree with all of it, but since it's my last meeting, it's fine.
Well, what don't you agree with this?
Please.
Can we hear your opinion?
Please.
Because some of those things may be
Because
something that I
that's the
said and I
last
just
one.
don't have the.
Well, I think that the
wisdom.
donation process is a council process, so they should do it the way they feel they should do it. That's just my strong opinion on it. We, by charter, are given 2 weeks, so we're held with the 2 weeks. We could certainly ask for some of these to try to get things in here. I'd have to read it further, but I guess I just don't know that they would happen. To get department heads here on 2 occasions. Would that just be at our meetings?
Yes.
And it wouldn't have to be everybody, it would be just the sections that we're working on
Yeah,
that
I
night.
think if you did that, we'd want to really make sure that we had a lot of questions for them since they would be coming at 6 o'clock
If
and so forth.
if we got our binders a week in advance, wouldn't that give us time to ask some of those questions at that meeting?
Yeah, but it also depends on what the presentations
Right.
are and things of
Yeah.
that nature. And sometimes you go through and you think of things, but it's you ask a question. Sometimes the answers come back nice and clear. Sometimes they don't. If you go through and then think of something halfway through and you ask a question. We got caught on a Friday asking a question. Didn't get the answer until today. So those things happen, but that's where the budget committee is on a 2-week timeline. That's what the charter is. I guess my main thing is the donation process is the council process. They want to do it this way. That's how they do it.
I'd be fine removing that one. That was my
you know,
request, so I'm fine taking that out.
But you're our committee. You're here to give your opinion, so you can give your opinion to it. I don't hold it against that. I don't think anything is wrong. But I think if we did ask for a staff member to come back outside that Saturday meeting, we'd really want to have questions and good discussion and so forth to bring them back in.
But we are paying them for that too, so, yeah.
In some ways, yes.
I added
I also think that this year things started a week earlier than what you've seen before because there was a little shift in the timeline. So you certainly got the book and then had the Saturday meeting a weekend earlier. Because I was surprised it usually didn't happen until mid-March. Here it happened a week earlier, so no one really had that book until then. Usually the department head meeting doesn't happen until mid-March. So there was an acceleration, and that was probably part due to get the capital done. But maybe the Saturday meeting could have just focused on capital and not the whole operations. But that would have brought did it have to be a Saturday meeting? Maybe that could have been an evening of, let's just talk about the capital projects, get that done, and then have the big meeting that following Saturday for the operations. Then that would have given everybody more time with the book. It didn't all have to be done on that first Saturday. I do think that the process gets rushed. Again, the operating budget doesn't need to be done until mid-May. And here we are on April 1st. We're looking to complete this on April 2nd. I don't know if there's a change in the law, but in the past, for the budget committee to hand this off, It just had to be an email to the council chair. So in the past, you could have emailed this to the council chair tomorrow, and that would have been receiving the budget. The following week at their Tuesday meeting, they could have said, we've received the budget, let's go through the recommendations. So that would have given everyone on the council a week to look at those recommendations. It would give a week for the staff to look at those recommendations and maybe say, oh, they're talking about the cruiser. Let's go get more information maybe from the county about that cruiser that we don't have in our 2-week timeline to rebuttal it so that they can make another decision on it. That's happened before, but they're deciding to receive it tomorrow and move it forward with the recommendations tomorrow. Again, it's still a month and a half.
Yep.
Now, if they don't approve by the way it's gone in the past, and the way it probably will go tomorrow, is they'll receive these recommendations. They won't accept them, they'll receive them. And then they'll decide which recommendations they want to accept, and they'll put it on the order. So let's say they accept the first recommendation. They just have to accept it by plurality, 4 votes. So they just take the ones they accept, they reject, they don't get 4 votes. So now they've got an order where they've gone through all of our recommendations. The ones that have gotten at least 4 votes are on there. Then they're going to go and do an approval of the order with those recommendations on it. It's at that point in time, 5 counselors have to approve. They have to have a supermajority. They get 5 counselors to approve that order as amended with those, then the budget's done. If only 4 or less, then it goes back to a joint meeting between the both of us to work out why it didn't get approved. See how it goes? A little different.
Yep.
So 4 votes puts the recommendation on the order. 5 votes passes the order. If it's a 4-3 vote tomorrow on the final order, that's not enough votes to pass the budget to the town. Then you have 10 days for us to meet and work it out. It's only
So we're not off the hook yet for meetings.
It's not, but I don't think that there's anything in here that's a barn burner.
I don't think
Split,
it's unreasonable.
that's going to split the town. I've moved here in 2004. It's only happened one time since 2004. So in 21 years, I've only witnessed one joint session. So it doesn't happen too often.
For history, what was it over?
I can't.
Okay, no problem.
I can't remember. And that's when the budget committee had 9 members. So the budget committee used to have 9 members, and now it isn't.
When did it turn to 7? Don't worry, I'll stop.
I don't know.
Okay.
But there was a period of time where you couldn't get 9 people in. So they reduced it to 7 to try so you can have a quorum. And then they did that, and then even after that, there were years where you couldn't get enough people to do the budget committee. So volunteer goes up and down.
Okay, going back to this suggestion
Yep.
memo that I was going to send. If everyone would look at it, delete what you don't want on there and send it back to me. And maybe it'll be blank, but
No. You should make your recommendations that you want to make. I think they're all good, but like I said, we have the right to make opinions. Throw it out there. Sometimes some will stick, some won't. So you don't ask.
Hey, anyone have anything else? Okay, I guess I'll just
Make a
take a minute to
motion to
thank
adjourn.
Steve for all the years that he's done the budget and the council, so,
Yes, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
for your knowledge, thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Who was,
Unanimous.